From this altitude, Punta Gorda Isles reveals itself as a purpose-built marine environment carved directly into the Florida shoreline. The engineering encompasses 45 miles of navigable canals and 90 miles of concrete seawall, all maintained through a municipal program. Within this labyrinth, 2539 Brazilia Court occupies a specific position on a wide turning basin. At this scale, a single residential lot is supported by a massive grid of civic infrastructure designed to facilitate deep-water vessel access. The specific body of water directly behind the property is known as Wahoo Bay. This is a turning basin, meaning the waterway is significantly wider than the standard 80-foot canal. This extra width allows yachts exceeding 50 feet to maneuver and rotate without the constraints of a narrow channel. The route from this basin to the harbor is classified as sailboat water. This is a technical designation, meaning there are 0 fixed bridges between the dock and the open ocean. For operators of high-mast sailing vessels or sport fishers with tuna towers, this bridge-free status removes the primary height restriction found in most canal systems. Beneath the surface, the value of the property is defined by its bathymetry, the actual depth available to a vessel's keel. The city maintains depth of 6 feet at mean low water throughout the sailboat canal system. Local tides vary by about 1.5 to 2 feet. Even when the water level drops by 2 feet during a low tide, that 6-foot minimum depth remains secure for navigation. The actual depths observed in the Wahoo Bay Basin typically range between 8 and 15 feet. This depth buffer ensures that deep draft sailboats and heavy center consoles stay navigable throughout the entire tidal cycle. There is a biological consequence to these deep, tidal-flushed channels. Tidal water moving against 90 miles of concrete creates consistent ambush points for coastal game fish. Submerged pilings and the hulls of deep-keel vessels moored in the canals offer artificial cover, attracting species like Goliath grouper. The constant tidal flow transforms the engineered canal infrastructure into a productive artificial estuary, operating on natural biological rules. This allows for consistent harvest directly from the dock. Snook, redfish, and speckled trout are found in these basins year-round. The region is famous for the silver king, tarpon, that migrate through these deep water basins, connecting the property to one of the world's premier sport fishing destinations. Residents also target blue claw crabs by dropping chicken-baited traps along the seawall pilings. For bait, a cast net thrown from the dock can regularly trap black mullet as they move through the canal system. This cycle transforms the backyard into an active fishery, where a resident can collect bait and catch high-value game fish without leaving their property. Moving vessels from the garage into this ecosystem requires a specific mechanical hardware stack. The waterfront is anchored by a 60-foot-long concrete dock, featuring wrapped pilings to prevent marine growth. A 13,000-pound boat lift provides primary vessel support, capable of lifting boats up to 32 feet out of the water. Supporting systems include a dual kayak lift, 30-amp shore power, and freshwater washdown hookups located at the slip. For night docking, the waterfront is equipped with illuminated pagoda and decorative pineapple guidelights. These professional-grade components differentiate the property from a standard residential dock, functioning instead as a high-capacity maritime launchpad. Owning a coastal waterfront property usually involves taking on the incredibly high financial risk of sudden seawall failure or long-term structural degradation. At 2539 Brazilia Court, the 80-foot concrete seawall is 100% maintained and replaced by the city of Punta Gorda. This municipal program shifts the burden of structural maintenance away from the individual owner. By neutralizing this liability, the city protects the property's equity from the 6-figure replacement costs common in other waterfront communities. Once a vessel is launched, it transitions directly into the deep, unobstructed water of the Wahoo Bay Basin. The transit route maps out through the canal system, exiting into Charlotte Harbor via Buckley's Pass or Ponce Inlet. At a slow idle, this trip to open water takes only 10 minutes, with 0 fixed bridges to obstruct the path. The value of 2539 Brazilia Court is the combination of this bridge-free access,